Okay, let's see what we can do with this one. This will be a challenging one. It doesn't look very easy colour-wise and shape-wise, but we'll give it a go. Gonna leave it. Wondering what we're gonna do with it. I don't know if that's the right size. Okay, so B4 to A4 is the size. Did I set the colour schemes up? I did, I just didn't remember, folks. Anyway, what do we got? We got here Vogue magazine, or I call it On Trend magazine, because Vogue is a word for trend. So we're going to photocopy, trying to focus on here. I'm going to put it on the glass, so this will be, yeah, this is about a B4, just a little bit less, a bit more than a B4. We're just going to focus on her, and we're going to do something different with this magazine. So I'm using that kind of movement to create more of what we want. You'll soon see, hopefully it'll come up properly. Yeah, there we have it. We've got an interesting repetitive pattern of these girls, or the same girls, should I say. We're going to make this into something more interesting after that. Still looks like she's a little bit too diminutive, a bit thin. I don't know how we're going to make this work, but that's pretty much what we were wanting to do. Wondering how big we're going to make it. We're just going to stick with it. I don't know how it's going to look, because it still is a small face. I don't like small faces in magazines. I don't know why I bought this one with the small face. I don't like small faces in pictures. I like my faces to be substantial. But this is experimental, you know, we've got to try something different every now and then at least. Yeah, that looks interesting. You can see her face just there. Wondering if we're going to use this, and you can see her face there. The faces are everywhere. Wondering if we can do another one. That looks better than I thought. So far, so good. So we're just going to try it again. Try and do a better one. Try and do it faster. It's more of a swirly pattern. Yeah, that looks interesting. Not quite as good as the other one, I don't think. Looks really jagged. That looks a bit more interesting. I don't know if it's any good. Maybe we could make it good. I don't know. It's just a difficult one, folks. Trying to get this to work. Trying to get a really good result. So we're going to maybe, I don't know, just going to put it back. Try and put her face in the frame. I might take these most better defined faces and put them in the corner. Start that way. Start moving it that way. Movement is something that's notoriously difficult to control, folks. If you must be informed about that. And that looks a lot better. I think we can work with that. I think I like the colours, the splash of colour that's come out. So yeah, the colours are looking good, and the composition looks quite good. Wondering where the centre of the job is going to be, and if we're going to maybe just cut that out and keep the ladies' faces and make them go to the middle. So we've done something useful. This looks good, so we're just going to put our master copy away, and this will be our next master copy. I'm going to have to work out how large to make this. Again, 260 by 260. So this will enlarge the faces that we have. So I'm going to try and put the faces near the edge, near the corner there. Try and lift it up a bit, just slide it into place. So just making a guesstimate as to where the faces actually are. Hopefully we've got it right. Just trying to decide. I was thinking of making it into a negative image, but we don't always have to do that. It's nice to do things a little bit differently from time to time at least. And the faces are in the frame. It looks a bit too big. I'm a bit disappointed with how it looks. I think we've made the image too large, and maybe the faces shouldn't go to the centre, maybe not. I don't know. I'm trying to work this one out. It's not an easy one to do. I'm thinking we're just going to go back to just using, because I was thinking that would look good as a centre, but that might be a better centre. So we might just leave it like that in the natural state that we've made it. I don't know how it's going to look like that, if it's going to look any good as a mirror image. I have to just flow with the intuition that I've got. Maybe we just have to lighten it a bit. I don't know how it's going to look. But it's always like that. You just don't know until you've printed it sometimes. Yeah, that looks really nice, actually. I do wonder if maybe I should enlarge that off. Maybe not. Maybe we're just going to keep it like that. I just have to trust my gut that it's going to turn out looking really, really nice. I really miss my partner Luigi, and I'm trying to get in touch with him. I can't find him, so I'm enlisting the power of free-to-air television, primetime news, to get me into his arms again, trying to get in touch with him through television. And television's not an easy thing to break into. It's extremely difficult. They always have the negative news as the top priority, like death, disease, disaster, destruction, and murders and car crashes, drownings and suicides, suicides, and everything that can go wrong, it is heavily documented in the news, and they don't seem to have any room for anything new and exciting anymore. Oh, if they do put good stuff on, which they do, it's usually at the end of near the end or at the end of the bulletin. So it's, or maybe not quite at the end, but close to the end. And my stuff hasn't even made it there, so I need to get right in there and get into the prime time so I can locate him. Social media alone isn't going to cut it. This is whatever happens in social media is primarily an underground thing. TV channels use it, but basically, if you're just a person like me, you're just another face in the crowd, and doesn't matter how much you try to share it, it's not going to get where it has to go into the general populace. You got to think that way, folks. But that has come up better than I thought. I think now we can call this demo quits.